Hi, it's Lenny. I'm back with another tutorial. Today I'm going to talk about making flash buttons with After Effects and including Google's Tweener code to animate them. So these are the buttons here that we're going to make similar to, and you can see they just roll over. As I roll over them, they actually animate, and they're actually a floating 3D button. So we're going to do those today using Tweener's code from Google. So to get that, you can get that if I just bring over the address, at code.google.com /p/tweener is the home page, and of course there's your download page there. And the version I am working with is for ActionScript 3, and that was the download. They've got a few different versions there. I do believe there's a 0.2 beta one there, so I don't know what that's like, but this is the version I'm using for ActionScript 3. Now, what you have to do with this is actually include it into your folder that your files are in. So we'll go through that later on, but that's where you get your Tweener code from, and that's free from Google. Okay, so back to the buttons. They're going to animate on a rollover, they just go back, and that's controlled by the Tweener code. So let's go into After Effects and open up that. Okay, so I'm just going to open a new composition, and I've got it set at 600 by 400. We're going to crop it anyway, so it doesn't matter sort of what size it is. I'll make it a lot bigger for the video so that it can be seen fully. I'm just making it a second long, so that's going to be around 30 frames long, and that's all those buttons need to be. So that's pretty much it. Let's create that. Now I'm using a plugin for After Effects that creates 3D animations for me, so it's very quick to use, and it's a very good little plugin called Animator Pro by Zaxworks. So you can Google that and have a look at it. 3D Animator Pro by Zaxworks. So to use that, what we're going to do is we need to click that composition, layer, new, solid, because I need a solid to attach the 3D plugin to. So okay, let's just put a solid on top of that, as in layers like Photoshop or something like that. Now I'm going to go to Effect, Zaxworks, Pro Animator, and I'm going to actually open an Illustrator file. Now going to my images, IA for 3D. So this is actually a something made in Illustrator, which is just a rectangle path basically, and that's what this 3D uses. Now you can make these paths in Photoshop as well, so you can look up the Zaxworks site for tutorials on that, and they'll tell you all about that. So what it was just a rectangle, and there it is out on the stage. It just looks like a 3D object, but let's open up Pro Animator and animate that and give it some shape and some colors and some stuff like that too. So I'll just bring this down and we resize it so we can see it all for the video. Up here a little bit, down there, and we see if we can work it out. Okay, so we're in the classic view right now, and you can see that bit out on stage. If I click my camera tool, my rotate tool, let's have a look. See, it's actually a full 3D object there. Now it's just like a plane at the moment, so let's give it some shape. What I'm going to do is my object controls. First thing I'm going to do is bump my preview up so it's nice and smooth, and the final image till it's nice and smooth too. What I'm going to do is we just scroll down here to some of the presets and special purpose. It's off screen, but I'm going to choose one called Thrashed, and that gives it this shape here. Okay, so then I'm going to give it some depth. So I'm going to turn up right up the depth, and you can see now that if I rotate that around, it's actually got some bevels and some grooves and all sorts of things there. So that's what we're going to turn into our button. I'm just going to give that a little bit more depth to 150. Okay, that's pretty good. Alright, so the next thing to do is give it some color. So we're going to our material swatches here, and I'm just going to click this arrow. I'm going to put one there and one there. This just separates the colors out. Now I'm going to go through this pretty quickly because to use this Pro Animator, there are plenty of tutorials on the Zaxworks site to be able to do this sort of thing that I'm doing. So what I'm doing now is just adding some of the preset colors straight to it. It's all gone to 1, that's okay. So this side one here, I actually want to go to, we're going to give that this camouflage color. Put that there, so they drag that up there, and I'll just put 2 there. Okay, let's rotate that around and have a bit of a look. So it's going to have a camouflage on the side. It's going to have a silver bevel there, which gives it really good light when the light shines on it. And it's going to have a silver bevel at the back, so when it actually rotates around, now it's a little bit rough now, so if I actually render the test, you can see it's very shiny. So that's very good. Now with this product, you can actually attach any JPG to the sides, so I don't have to use these presets. I can just use any picture. So let's go to the material editor, and the easiest way to attach some words to the front of this button or to the back, we're just going to open up a new image. So we're going to go back out to my images, background for Invigorator. Okay, let's go to, we want that, check it out. And I'm just going to bump that over a little bit. Bump it over a little bit more. And I want to save that material to the bin. So that's gone up here now. So then I'm going to drag that out, and I'm going to make that number 3. So I can actually put 6 different colors onto this thing. So I'll just bring that up so it's a little bit bigger here. So we're going to put number 3 onto the back. Okay, so let's look at the back. I'll just spin it around, and that says check it out. Okay, and we're going to go here, new material. I'll click here. We're going to open up another JPEG, and we're going to make that one wow. We're going to go save material to bin. There it is there. I'm going to make that number 4, and I'm going to put that on the front. It's going to go on the front. It's not going to go on the front. Maybe if I drag it out from here. There we go. We just needed to resize the window. It's gone a little bit loopy because of the small size of the video. Okay, so I'll drag that down. The next thing we want to do is, I notice that if I view that from the front, that and render the test, that it's not quite as light as it should be. So I'm just going to adjust that light editor, grab the number 1 light, which is on, the 3 lights on by default. So I'm going to grab that number 1 light and just bring it a little bit around to the front so it lights up that wow a little bit better. Where is it going to look best? Round about there. Okay, now I'll spin it around, and we see how that goes. We should be able to animate that and keep that light to the front. Okay, so let's view it from the front. Make sure it's dead front just by clicking that front. The next thing I'm going to do is click that animation there. I'm just going to move the timeline so I can see it all. Okay, so let's go to the animation window. And what I'm going to do is going to be a pretty simple animation here. Very quickly done. Drag that across a little bit more. All I want is this one, and I'm going to spin it on its Y axis, a rotation of 180 degrees. Okay, so that's our window there with the animation in it. Let's just play that animation. And the light's still on the back of it, so it's really good. And that's all our animation really is. So that's fine. Nice and quick. Okay.